Welcome to the Collective Experience by the BrwnGrlz Collective, a dynamic platform where we celebrate innovation, creativity, and the power of Black excellence. Each episode, we sit down with change makers, visionary industry leaders, and groundbreaking entrepreneurs across the worlds of fashion, tech, education, business, and more. This is more than just an interview series. It is a space where stories are shared, wisdom is exchanged, and inspiration flows. Together, we are building a community that thrives on collaboration, empowerment, and the drive to uplift one another. So get ready to meet these women redefining industries and shaping the future. This is the Collective Experience, where we take center stage.
Welcome to the Collective Experience, brought to you by BrwnGrlz Collective, your space for inspiration and connection. I'm your host, Jasmine, and today we're excited to introduce Meet Marrisa Carey, a dynamic entrepreneur, mentor, and advocate for growth and resilience. With an associate's in early childhood education, a BSW, and an MA in public relations, Marrisa has dedicated much of her life to empowering youth in Columbia, South Carolina. From 2013 to 2017, she served as a youth counselor mentor and public relations officer for the South Carolina Youth Challenge, working closely with at-risk teens. Her programs in media, arts, life skills, and sex ed created safe spaces for young people to grow and thrive. An Army veteran with 4 years of service, Marissa's journey hasn't always been easy, but she's turned every challenge into an opportunity. In May 2018, she launched May's Lemonade on a mustard seed of faith to support her family. What began as a business has grown into a community-centered brand rooted in her personal mantra: when life throws you lemons, make lemonade and sell it. May's Lemonade embodies Marissa's commitment to turning life struggles into something sweeter, using only real fruit, natural ingredients, and a whole lot of love. Therapy and self-discovery have been key to Marissa's journey, helping her find balance and peace. She and her husband use May's Lemonade not just to serve an incredible product, but to pour encouragement and hope into their customers, many of whom they now call family. With a product that's as authentic as she is, Marrisa embraces her role as a leader, creator, and advocate for positivity. May's Lemonade isn't just a drink, it's a testament to growth, resilience, and making life sweeter for everyone it touches. So, Marrisa, or May, I'm going to go with May today. So again, how are you doing today? How has your morning been?
It's been pretty good. I just had a little malfunction here with my mic. It just decided to completely fall. And I'm like, well, today's the day to do that. It normally doesn't do that, but okay.
I mean, it's Monday. It's Monday. You never know what you're going to get on a Monday.
Never know what you're going to get. So, my Mac is frying. My mic is like, hey, let's just, but I'm still smiling.
Right. But we got it together. That's all that
we got it together. But my morning's been pretty good. I do our kids homeschool or virtual school, so we get them up, get them rolling. So I mean, my morning has just been it's been pretty good. Just a normal mom morning. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna go ahead and play a little game to get you warmed up.
Okay.
This is this or that. So let's go ahead and spin that wheel. We're going to spin it one more time because we get this question a lot. We want to get something different. So let's try it one more time. Okay. So hair up or hair down? What's your go-to?
Normally I'm hair up. just because if I need a retwist and I'm, the flyaways and whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but depending on if I have my hair retwisted or it's just, I like it down. So it's a little bit of both, really.
Yeah. Same. I like it both. I think I would prefer maybe up, I guess, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I like both.
It
So
just depends on the weather too, because
that too. Mm-hmm.
on your
Keep your
neck
hair
or
down, get as
yeah.
much coverage as you can.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Let's spin the wheel again. What? No. No, I gotta yeah. Do it again. Okay, there we go. Okay. Peas and carrots mixed or separate?
Um, let's do carrots because I like carrots. We can do carrots because you can dip them in some good ranch or so.
Right. So you like it separate, not together.
Yeah, not together. No, not together. Unless you have them in a shepherd's pie. If you have them in a shepherd's pie,
Okay.
depending on
That's different. That is different.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm not a big peas fan, so
Right.
definitely separate. Will I eat it? Yes, but
Yes. Together.
it's not something that I'm gonna pick. Like, yeah, let me grab some peas and carrots. Like, no.
Yeah, no. No, that's not it. That's interesting. That's
right. All right, let's spin it again.
It likes that one.
We did.
It likes it.
I know it likes that one, clearly. Come on, give us something different.
Major love to our sponsors for stepping in to make all of this happen.
IAS Games for family and friend game nights. Out the Barns Entertainment for your video editing needs. Camera Guys Inc. for video photography and your editing needs. Intro music by Sedasia and music provided by Brwn.
Your contributions keep us going and help us grow.
Okay. You want to do it again? We're going to do it again because we get that one a lot too.
Yeah.
We'll take that one. Yeah. That one is so perfume or body mist.
So what's so funny is that, again, this is another thing. You're never gonna catch me stinking. Never.
I know that's
and I use both. So I will use a nice perfume and then a nice body mist, and it's just the mix of the two, just depending on, because, sometimes you can't smell the perfume, other people can, or you don't know if it's going to last, but that body mist, it's a little bit of both. It's, you got to have a nice mixture, and I have I'll have people ask me, well, what is that? Well,
it's a big system.
It's a loaded question. It's a lot.
Right.
It's several
I created
things.
my own little concoction. So.
Yeah. A little bit of but if I had to, I do like a perfume, a nice perfume. And really nice, like Burberry Goddess, or I am obsessed with Versace's line of anything that they have. Just obsessed.
Yeah, Versace is good. I just bought some Chanel. Can't remember which one it is, but I love it. I got to go back and get some more because, like I said, I saw the Carolina Herrera.
Mm-hmm.
Hers, I like that one. The one in the red heel. And
yes, I have that one. I love that.
Yeah.
I always get compliments on it. Stop.
So
what is that?
Mm-hmm.
I have a really bad habit with I'll see a perfume and then I spend too much money on perfume. So
it's crazy because it's expensive. All right. So May, I'm trying to think of what I lost my train of thought. I know where I'm at, but I just lost my train of thought. What I was going to say.
It's all good. It happens.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the introspective. No, we're just going to talk. Okay.
Is that Desiree over there? Desiree sitting over there.
Desiree.
She's directing. She's
I'm in the background. Things don't just move on their own.
Right.
Loves being behind the camera. I see. She need to get in front of that camera.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But we ain't gonna talk about that anyway.
Right. Let's move on.
So, May, you were in the Army for 4 years. What was your MOS?
So back then, kind of telling myself a little bit at my age, but it was 96 Bravo. So I was military intelligence. So a lot of people, when I told them what I was, they would say, oh, well, what I was doing, my MOS, they're like, that's an oxymoron. But I had a top secret clearance. So when 9/11 and all those things happened, I was part of a team that had gathered a bunch of information and had put it in a database, and they used that information to kind of track down with, certain things that were going on beforehand. So I can't say too much about it, but yeah, that's what I did when I was in the military.
Okay. Yeah, you have to be smart to get that
job. Listen.
All right. So you got all the degrees. That makes sense.
I told the recruiter, I said, I want to be a spy. I'm 18. I want to be a spy. And they're like, yeah, you're gonna be a spy. No, definitely wasn't a spy.
Doesn't quite work that way.
It doesn't work that way. You find that out later, like, I was lied to.
Right. For sure lied to. For sure. Yeah. But hey, you went in there and did what you had to do, so that works.
I mean, definitely did.
It was kind of close to it. You weren't like in there, but like,
Yeah. I mean, but the experience was fun because my first duty station was in Germany. And I tell I'm 19 years old and I'm in Germany. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Of course, at the time, I didn't know that it was going to be that great because I'm like, I'm 19 years old and I'm in Germany and I'm by myself, but not really. And, I don't know how to speak German. And but probably one of the best times of my life. And I was bitten by the travel bug then because I was able to travel and see different things.
You can go everywhere there. Like you can go everywhere.
The diversity of people and just seeing how big the world is and how small, your little space of where you come from is. And it's just very introspective kind of thing.
Right. I only got to do Germany one time and I was only there for 2 weeks, but I lived my best life. And the little 2 weeks they gave me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So them 2 weeks they gave me, I was having a ball. Okay.
Yeah. They have no business sending 18 and 19-year-olds over to Germany
at all. I was probably in my early 20s at that time, but still please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
right. Right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the introspective. So May, what is one misconception people may have about you?
Golly. Let's see. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that there's a couple things, but the biggest thing is that people think that I'm a know-it-all in a sense. And I think that when I'm trying to speak to people, I'm trying to give them information that, they've asked for. And I don't mean for it to come off that way. And I've realized that it's not me. It's the person who's possibly receiving it. And then there's some work that I've had to do in my delivery. But I'll stop.
It's okay. Continue.
But then I could come off as kind of a know-it-all. And I definitely don't mean to, but I've since separated because it was a circle of people that I had, and I've separated myself from that circle and I've found my circle that we can bounce ideas. And also that sometimes people think that my testimony is that, I'm bragging. And I always have to say, I don't say this or share this as I'm bragging, but it's a testimony, because if you know where I have come from, you understand that. And if you know me, you understand I just want the best for every single person. And then I realized that, what I have to say isn't for everybody. My information isn't for everybody. So I'm big on finding my lid to my pot and sharing to those who are who want to receive what it is that I'm saying and understand where that comes from. So that's pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
People misunderstood. That happens.
Very, very misunderstood. Yes.
Because I can see where if you're sharing your story, and especially for somebody who may not be happy with where they are in life, they may feel like you're bragging, but that's not at all what you're trying to do.
Exactly. And I've actually been on that side, and then I had to look at myself and say, well, it has something to do with me. And, sometimes when we look in that mirror and we look at ourselves and we just have to check ourselves, and we always have to, because, so that was something. And I've been on the receiving end of that as far as, my thought process, and I had to check myself real quick. Like, no, that's not what this is. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into these questions. So this first one is about passion and identity. So what inspired you to start your journey, and how does your personal story connect with the work you do today?
So as far as my journey in, business and with Maize Lemonade, I used to drive to Youth Challenge in the morning. And I don't know if you know where Youth Challenge is, but it is over there by McCready Training Center. And you got to take Leesburg Road and backwards, Screaming Eagle. And it's just a long, very wooded drive. And I used to say early in the morning, like, there's got to be something more. Like, I love these kids and I'm loving what I'm doing, but please, God, like, there's got to be something more. And there was something more. I always said, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself on my own terms. I'm just tired of working for. So I met my husband, which I had already seen for a while and whatnot, and didn't really interact. And we ended up, long story short, we ended up together and allowing me to be a stay-at-home mom and to take care of my children, because I ended up having children and whatnot. My now husband lost his job. So, I'm pregnant. We have a baby. I have 2 other children. What am I going to do? And I had a passion for cooking, and we like to have people come over, and people always were like, oh, wow, this is really good. And I just went on a mustard seed of faith. I said, listen, he lost his job. I kind of knew it before he told me. That intuition, knew that there was something that was happening. And then he finally told me, and he was so shocked in my reaction. I said, okay. And I went, and literally, when I say that, I said, I have faith in this. I made a design, I made a logo, went and spent my last little bit of money, went and set up in our neighborhood. And we made somewhere around like $280 some in like less than 2 hours.
Oh,
we have something here. So then I just went a step further, and then we just expanded. And the funny thing about it is with the lemonade, when I was little, my great grandmother used to keep us, and she used to bake pies and cakes and bread, and she used to sell them to the local restaurants and things like that and fill orders. Well, when she would take a nap, because old people need naps. I'm an old person. Right. Well, we were supposed to be outside playing. We're thirsty, and I would go and I would get her lemons and her sugar, and I'd make us some lemonade. I was, 9, 10, and 11, and here I am making, and then here it comes back around. So, and I've always had this thing where I pretty much have been on my own and learning things on my own and doing things. I wasn't raised conventionally, like many of us. And I just have always taken each hump in this process of life, because I always say people call it journey, but it's me processing the next step. And,
absolutely.
And so that's how that has come, because this lemonade or my business has always been a process, what's the
Right.
next big thing? What's the next step? And that just ties into.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Are you
It looks like
kidding me right now?
So try.
What is even happening?
It's my day.
Who is talking to you, man? What in the world? Anywho. We just gonna go to the next question. Because I don't even know. That thing just threw me all the way up.
Like, who is hello?
What? Nobody said your name. I don't understand. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into the next question about your business. So what sets your business apart, and how does it impact your community?
I've always believed in being real. So the thing that is about with my lemonade, with my lemonade, it's real. Everything in it is real. Everything represents me. And so, we give out baby samples and we let people try it before they buy it. I know Desiree has heard that. She probably woke up in the middle of the night, free samples. Before they buy it. But the thing about that is that, when people taste it, I like to see how their eyes light up. And that ties into, for me, that ties into life, because some people don't know how good it really can get. So if you give them just that little bit of sample and they taste it, they're like, wow, this is really good. Just that little bit of taste. And then they go ahead and, of course, that's the hook. Okay.
Right. Reel them on in.
Bring them on in. But then it's like, yeah, and it works. But then it's like, well, dang, they get that, I have a bigger cup, a 24-ounce cup, and they're like, wow, I can get a little bit more of this goodness. And, I can get, you know what, there's a bigger one. I can get a bigger one. And then I have a half gallon, and they're like, wow, I can really take this with me. And I tie that into life. Like, I literally tie that into life in the sense of, if I can show people you can have something that's small, sweet, and then you can go bigger and bigger, you can do that with life. Because you never know. People don't know how far they can go until they get a little bit of taste, and then they like it. And then they're like, let me go to the next step further, and let me go a next step further. And then the other thing that we do is that we talk to people. I mean, Desiree can attest, we talk to people. We want to know, if they come up and they want to know, well, how did you do this? And what did you got going on? We minister to people. And sometimes that smile or that energy, we have people who come back to myself or my husband. Sometimes we're together, sometimes we're separate. And they're just like, it's the energy. I love your lemonade, but I needed a pick me up. So I just came out here to see you, and there's nothing that feels better than that. I'll have my days where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out there. And then I'll get a message and like, hey, man, are you going out to the flea market today? Because I need to pick up some lemonade. And they'll come out and then they'll talk to me about what they got going on. And one thing that we never do, we never talk about anything we've never experienced. We never give any kind of information or pour into somebody if we haven't experienced ourselves and overcame. So we're a little different than, hey, just drink my lemonade and give me your money.
Right. Give me your money.
We actually have a motto of, sometimes your opinion is better than your money. And then they stop and they look at us like,
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's get into the next one where we're talking about like legacy and impact. I'm sorry. What's your why? Sorry, skip the question. What's your why? So what keeps you motivated even when, things are tough for you?
So of course, it's always your children. But for me, it's more than that. The reason that I keep going, and I'm not just stopping with May's Lemonade, where we have other things in the fire that we do because we just understand the world today and what we're seeing. And one of my biggest things is I do not, and I refuse to allow my children to work for anyone else when I have a business.
behind the scenes, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this production, and we couldn't do it without our amazing sponsors, advertisers, and crew.
So my biggest goal is to make sure that I continue to pursue so that when my 13-year-old daughter decides that she wants to get it, she can work for me, because I don't want her to have to deal with the things that we have had to deal in the workplace, the jealousy, the judgment, the harassment, the overlooking, the way that people speak to somebody who, whatever they've got going on, either intentionally or unintentionally. I do not want my children. If I have a business, why are you working for someone else? I refuse to allow that. So my biggest why is to put my children in a place where they can make money early and they understand the idea behind it and the passion and the reason behind it, and not to say that I have to make them. And I'm not knocking anybody who does, but I just refuse, because I have experienced, and I'm sure you would understand because you were in the military, I have experienced a lot of things that I do not want my daughters nor my sons to ever experience. So those basically are my whys. And then one other one is that I do not, the other one is that I want other people to see that they can do this too. Whatever their passion is, whatever their desire, whatever it is, you just have to take the first step. So my other why is that I like to minister to people. I like to give them a word that take what you need and leave the rest type. And so I just want people to see you can do it. You don't have to stop. You fail when you stop. Just keep going. Yeah. So consistency is very, very, very big for me. So I just like to keep showing up, showing people that I'm consistent, showing people that we're in this for the long haul.
Yeah. Consistency is very important, and a lot of people don't understand that. And you may get thrown off your rocker after one time, but if you keep doing it, eventually, you learn from the things that you need to do and, make changes.
Yeah, you only fail when you stop. You only fail when you stop, and that's actually another one of our brands. Is consistency. We are very, very big on that, and so that's just, we always show up. And then those days that we don't show up or we can't, we figure a way around it and saying, hey, I had this, but it was just a hiccup, because life doesn't go like this. It's really
it's gonna be up, down, all around, it's gonna look like a whole hot mess if you had to get up and look down at it.
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay. But I mean, everybody's is different. So like it would be like a painting. Everybody's would end up looking completely different than the next person. So
absolutely.
It just is what it is. You gotta go with life and let it do what
go
it
with
do.
life. Listen, when life throws you lemons, what do? You make lemonade and you take it a step further.
Exactly.
And you make something that's sour, sweet for you. Like that's real life. That's life. It's literally my lemonade. That's why I say my lemonade. I really want it's life. That's what it is. It's not mini me. Shout out to mini me though.
Absolutely. So our next one is going to be legacy and impact. What impact do you hope to make in life, and how do you see your legacy inspiring other Black and brown women to pursue their dreams?
Gosh, I thought about this. I've read this question over and over and over and over again. And I really couldn't come up with a really solid answer for that. As far as the legacy, I can hope that, I have impacted someone in some way who was thinking about, and I've had people come up to me and tell me that I've inspired them because I keep going, because I had children and I continue to go to school when people told me I couldn't. One of my biggest things is when people tell me that, oh, you're not going to be able to do it. I used to take that as a challenge. Now, and I used to be like, oh, I got to do this. And now that I'm grown and I've done certain things, I want people to know that just because someone challenges you, women, us, just because someone challenges you, that doesn't mean that you have to tire yourself out. Take everything one step at a time. Sometimes we get a little overwhelmed we see the big picture and what it can be. And we look at that and we get overwhelmed. And the first thing that you have to do is take a step. You know what I mean? You got to take that first step. And after you take that first step, you got to take the next step and just do one step at a time. And I'm hoping that there are people who have seen or I have impacted in the sense of you don't have to bite it all at once. Because what happens is when you try to bite it all at once, you don't want to do it anymore. You get tired, and you put it down because you're like, I can't do this. But if you do it one step at a time and you have certain things that come at you, you're able to adjust how you need to take a step back, but just don't ever quit. Like, just don't stop just because it gets hard. Because, that cliche saying of anything worth having, it takes work for. And sometimes we don't know why certain things happen and we question like, oh God, why did this happen? And in that moment, we don't see it. But months down the line, it's something you're sitting and you're like, that's undone. So like, do you have to put me through all that first? I get it. Okay. So that's what I hope. I hope that, whatever anybody is going through, that they just take a moment and they breathe. Revamp, and just one step at a time. And you can do it. Like, you literally can do it. Don't stop. When you stop, that's when you fail.
Right. So just to speak about legacy, because I know that you have children, and I know you also mentioned that you don't want them to like have to work for anybody else. So how would you feel if that was not the path that they wanted to take, like as far as like career wise? Would you
now career wise, I understand, hey, mom, like my 13-year-old, she does want to be a pediatrician. That's a little different for me. If you decide that you want to, be a doctor or a lawyer or go into real estate, but those are still things that you can eventually. I have to work, because I don't want them to be in spaces where they feel like they don't have any power or any kind of control. Right. And of course I'm teaching them that when they get in those types of situations, this is how we address these. We have lengthy conversations about certain things. And of course, you can't predict everything. But I'm hoping that if they decide to do that they know how to address these things. Because first of all, I just watched Travis Hunter win the Heisman, and his mother said it best. She said that he needs to know, or that he knows that any room that he walks in, he is the prize. And that resonated with me. I wasn't crying or anything. Because she said it. And that's what I want my children to know. I want them to be so empowered, my boys and my girls, that when you walk into the room, you are the prize. No one, I don't care if you are on the bottom of the totem pole and you are sweeping or mopping someone's business or whatever it is that you're doing, because you decide you want to be near that business and you want to learn it and you want to do all these other things. Doesn't matter. You are not going to be talked to or treated any kind of way. So I hope that my legacy for them is that I have given them and empowered them to understand that out there, it's not always going to be peaches and cream, and how you need to handle and how you need to address, especially because you are brown or you are Black, because the world out there, we have to try 10 times harder. So you have to stand at everything. You have to stand your ground. You have to be intelligent. And I'm not just talking about education wise either, going to an institution. Anything that you want to do, you can learn it. Continue to educate yourself, continue to learn. And, I'm hoping that that's the type of legacy that I'm leaving for them, that they have that knowledge of how powerful, that they are God kings and God queens. I'm going left, y'all. Because I have a passion about this. And this is one of the things this is how we pour into people. The same thing that I'm doing out here, I'm doing in here 10 times over. I have friends who come over just to have this whole room that's like a Zen room, and you can see some of it. And they come over and they sit here and they just talk to me. And if I got the answer for them, I'll help them. I'll direct them. If I'm not, I'll be like, well, maybe let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. So I'm
Look at
hoping that
that's
my
what
legacy,
you
you know, yeah.
do.
Be
Yeah. Okay.
empowered, be strong,
Mhm.
and be ready to face this world out here that is going to look at you a certain way that, they're not going to see you until you
Yeah.
show them who you really are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Don't be
Yeah.
don't be afraid of that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. You started in home as well as, sharing it with the
Yeah.
world. So I'm sure
Yes.
your kids will be very, very successful with getting that knowledge from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, so we're gonna move on to the next one, which would be paying it forward. So what's one piece of advice or wisdom you would share with the next woman stepping into this space? And what's one question that you would love to ask her?
Um, gosh, I only get to pick one. Um,
Sure. I mean,
I think the biggest thing is that when life literally throws you, like literally, don't give up. Like literally, and I know we don't say one, but pour into yourself. Like that's
Mhm.
self-love while you're going on this journey, baby. I have changed. When I tell you, I said, baby, Jasmine, when I tell you that when I look back from
Uh-huh.
years ago to now, the transformation, because I was able to be put in a position where I could pour into myself and I can love myself. I look back
Yeah.
at this woman from years ago now. I praise her and I give her grace because whoo, the things she
Yeah.
overcame. And she's still in there. Okay.
Mhm.
But I am able to look at myself and say, wow. So, my biggest advice is take the time you need for yourself so that you can really be your true, authentic self.
Right.
Because when you're putting on that mask every day and trying to, and it's okay, sometimes smile through it, but
Right.
work through that. Okay.
Right.
Don't take those punches and just put on a mask, work through it, sit with it. That self love, that self healing, whether it's therapy, whether it's meditation, whatever it may be, like that is
Mhm.
the biggest thing because this is not easy. This
Yeah.
lifing
It's
is not easy. There are those
life
of
be
us who
life and it be kicking
life
our
be
butt.
lifing. Yes, yes, kicking it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think for what I would ask the next woman in this space of I like to know people's story. Like what made you, and you've covered those things, but really what pushed you to
Yeah.
decide this is what I want to do. This is my
Right.
purpose,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's not even us that decides it. We think we're in
Mhm.
control, which
That's
is funny, but most of the time God is in control. So that's my biggest thing. With that, I have come to terms with, I think that I'm doing something, but in all actuality, it's God's in control. I can move my fingers and
right.
I can talk and but how am I
Mhm.
able to do those things? Because of God.
Exactly.
So I always, I want to know what is that push you, like your true passion and what pushes you. And are you doing it? Are you really doing it?
Mhm.
Are you in a space that you really want to do it? And what's
Right.
stopping you if you're not?
Mhm.
You
Right.
know, yeah.
What's stopping you?
What's
Yeah, that's
And then think
important.
about that, like, can you get
Yeah.
around that? Most times we
Mhm.
can. We make it more difficult.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, people are, they're in spaces where they have to choose the lesser of the two. Um,
Mhm.
and then you can continue to go. So choose the lesser of the two and then, go from
Yeah.
there. We've all been there. We've all been
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You just gotta start from somewhere and,
Yeah, just start.
yeah,
That's the biggest thing.
yeah,
When
just
people have
start.
asked me, I've had really close friends, well, how did you do it? And they've had business. I just started. I just did it.
Yeah.
The business plan is daunting. Work on that while you can. Some of the biggest people will tell you, do a business plan. That's because they're trying to
Mm.
get your money.
Yeah.
That's just they're trying to get your money. You're charging me how
Right.
much for an LLC?
Right.
Girl, just go to the site and pay 130 and you have it the next day or the same day, like for your LLC. Like and that's another thing. I'm not a gatekeeper. I am so
Yeah.
bad. Like, don't tell me something you don't want me to tell the people in business that are trying to do something
Right.
because I'm going to share it with them. I'm going to give them
Yeah.
the opportunity. And if they do something with it, they do something with it. If not, then
Mhm.
that's on
Yeah.
them. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, nothing wrong with sharing the information. You can use it or not use
Right.
it, but you can't say you didn't know. So,
Right. Right. That's right.
all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So Marrisa,
Okay.
again, thank you so much for your time and coming and talking to us this morning. How do we
For
get
having me.
your lemonade?
So there are a couple of ways that you can get it.
Mm-hmm.
The number one way is the US 1 Metro Flea Market. That's 3500 Augusta Road. We love it out there. A lot of people tell us, "Hey, you should go to the main market," but we love it out there because
Yeah.
um,
Right.
we love it out there because we've been out there for so long. We're all yeah, we're in Cafe Strudel as well, the West Columbia location and the
Mm.
location in Lexington. So in Got Milk cereal bar, we have our grab and go bottles there, and then you can also catch our health line, our sea moss lemonade in
Mhm.
it's called Your Dollar Store, and that's at 3017 Farrow Road. He's got all kinds of, but our sea moss lemonade is there. So Black owned. You can get all your things that you're looking there, like oxtails and turkey meat, all these things. But anyway, that's where
Mhm.
you can find us. And of course, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Maze Lemonade on Facebook,
Mhm.
Maze_lemonade on IG. And then you can just put in orders and we deliver to people.
Oh, you deliver
Yeah,
too?
we do deliver, or we meet up depending on what works for the half-gallon orders. And we tried our best to try to accommodate people. And then you can also find us at consistency dot store. And in consistency, the I is changed to Y because our Y's are bigger than I. So I and I, so our Y's are bigger than our I. So you can find us at consistency dot store. Change that I to a Y. And you can find our brand there as well. Yeah.
Okay, so can we order it? Like, do you ship or?
So we're not quite shipping yet. That consistency, shameless plug, that
Mhm.
consistency brand is more of our wellness line, our clothing line that we have just launched. And when you go to it, you can see, oh wow, they mean business. And you want to look good and you want to feel good and you want to show people, hey, I am representing and I am a reflection of what this says. And
Mhm.
so far, since we've launched it, it's been we didn't expect it to do what it's doing. And we didn't expect the people who have been watching us over the years to just say, wow, it's about time.
Right.
So we're not shipping yet, but that is coming soon. And we are
I'm sure it
launching
is.
our,
I knew it was coming soon.
it's,
Ain't no way
it
you got
is, it is,
you're not
yeah,
you're not shipping it out.
yeah. The
Okay.
lemonade is coming soon. It's just so hard to do the lemonade, and we want to make
Yeah.
sure that we're doing things right because the agriculture,
Mhm.
our agriculture, what is it? Department has taken over DHEC. So that's a whole nother can of worms. We have to
Yeah.
work on that. But
Mhm.
we're also launching a health line with our sea moss and our ginger and things like that, and a weight loss lemonade as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
So things to
yeah,
come. I'm looking forward to it.
yes,
I love lemonade, so of
yes.
course. But again,
So you've
thank you so
never,
much.
you are very welcome. So you've never had any. You've never.
I don't think that I've had any, or I have. Okay, so yes, I did have
Yeah.
some. Okay. Oh no, yeah, I have
Yeah.
some.
Just
I
don't
remember.
remember.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, and it is really good. It is really, really good. Yes, I do remember. Okay. I don't know if
Thank
she had to
you.
jog my memory real quick, but yeah, because
Okay.
you were at Juneteenth. Were they there too? Were you at Juneteenth?
Yes.
You were,
Yes.
right?
I
She
was
was
at
at Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. I was. Yes, I was. And she had paid. Yep, she had paid extra for
Yeah.
everybody to come and
Okay.
get some. So yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yep. Yep.
Yeah, I had some of that for sure. Yep, that was delicious because it was hot out there, and we had a couple
Oh
cups.
my
Yes.
God, it was so hot. We don't even talk about that. Woo, woo.
Yes.
That was that black pavement was beaming up. I was
Oh
like,
my goodness, it made
oh.
it so much hotter. It was ridiculous. Oh my goodness. But a
Like,
great
are we
event
really
nonetheless.
free? Because
Right.
had me thinking, like, are we really free? Because
Don't make no sense to me this hot. Okay.
They're like, what are we doing out here?
People was packing up quick too. As soon as they got the chance, it was like, all right, I had enough. But again, it was still a great event. But again, it was really
it was
great talking to you, May. You guys make sure you tune in for the rest of our interviews. See you later, Brown Girls. Thank you to our advertisers, sponsors, and everyone who made it possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in and being part of the BrwnGrlz family. See you next time.
Oh girl, I love you just like Mary Jane. I give you everything. Damn, I hope you feel the same. Come and make it better just like Mary Jane. Oh girl, I can't complain. I need your touch, can't get enough. Come and beat me up, it's just like Mary Jane. Beat me up from the middle of the club. You say you running low again, won't let me fill your cup. I got some papers in my section and some fonts in the tuck. She been calling me Split Daddy, baby. Please don't gas me up. You can keep your mask, I don't want time with that. Tryna know your heart by the time we start, baby. Ain't no hiding facts. Maybe if you with it, we can start a tab. Break down them walls, you can let me in. I can be your quarterback. Come on, put our team right on the map. Oh girl, I love you just like